Young Kansas City Chiefs fan sues Deadspin over racism accusations. Yeah, remember that little kid that Deadspin was calling racist for being in quote unquote blackface? Yeah, that kid's not having it. So 9-year-old HA loves the Kansas City Chiefs. He loves his family's Chumash Indian heritage. On November 26th, current year -1, HA displayed that love by attending the Chiefs Raiders NFL football game, wearing the Chiefs jersey and necklace, his face painted half red, half black, and a costume headdress, just as a Chiefs fans and other avid sports fans have done for decades. During the CBS television broadcast, HA was shown for 3 seconds where the audience can clearly see his red and black face paint. Really, thereafter, CBS pans to a Raiders fan in black and white face paints. Together, they represented irreverent fans of their with their faces painted for a game day battle, each wearing their team's respective colors and costume garb. And this is how you know that Deadspin, while it's supposed to be a sports rag, they're about drama. Like the reason they don't want to stick to sports is because they don't know shit about sports. Like literally nothing. Those few seconds provided just the opportunity for Deadspin senior writer Karen Phillips to, on behalf of himself and his employer Deadspin, maliciously and wantonly attack a 9-year-old boy and his parents for Phillips' own race-drenched political agenda. By selectively capturing from the CBS broadcast an image of HA showing only the side of his face painted with black paint on it, an effort that took laser-focused precision to accomplish, given how quickly the boy appeared on screen, Phillips and Deadspin deliberately omitted half of HA's face with the red paint on it. Yeah, you wouldn't have a headline if it was just another regular Chiefs fan. So armed with the misleadingly edited photo, Phillips wrote an article published by Deadspin entitled "The NFL Needs to Speak Out Against the Kansas City Chiefs Fan in Blackface and Native Headdress." So the article falsely alleged that HA had found a way to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time. It alleged that HA's parents, Shannon and Raul, taught HA racism and hate at home. It intentionally painted a picture of the Armenta family as anti-black, anti-Native American bigots who proudly engaged in the worst kind of racist conduct, motivated by their family's hatred for black and Native Americans. Now, the problem with Phillips' article, literally none of it was true. HA did not wear blackface. Blackface is dark makeup worn to mimic the appearance of a black person and especially to mock or ridicule black people. Before this non-controversy, 9-year-old HA had no idea what blackface was or the racist history behind it. Now, that's how it should have stayed, by the way, but the race hustlers keep wanting to bring it back. And he certainly did not wear black paint on half his face to mimic or mock black people. He's a child, and until Deadspin and Phillips' malicious accusation, it never occurred to a 9-year-old HA that a person could hate another for the color of their skin. The truth is that HA's face was painted in the Chiefs' team colors, black and red, split down the middle, just as a myriad of fans and team regalia have for decades. Nor does HA hate Native Americans. He is a Native American. And HA's parents, Raul and Shannon Armenta, did not teach him to hate Native Americans at home. His father, Raul, belongs to the Santa Ynez band of Chumash Indians, and he works on the tribal reservation. And HA's grandfather was a tribal elder. Throughout his childhood, HA's parents have taught HA and his siblings the proud heritage, culture, and traditions of their tribe. Oh, so he was a self-hating Native American then for participating in this sporting event where they were quote unquote making fun of his heritage, huh? You know they're going to try to spin it that way next. All right, so HA did not wear a costume headdress because he was taught to hate at home. He wore it because he loves the Kansas City Chiefs football team and loves his Native American heritage. By noon the same day, Deadspin published the article. Deadspin's account on the social media site Twitter was flooded with comments showing HA's full face. At 11:51 a.m., HA's mother, Shannon, posted on Facebook that he was a Native American and pleaded with Deadspin to just stop already in its attempts to create division. Yeah, and that if they had stopped back then, they probably could have been spared this lawsuit. So Deadspin and Phillips saw all this the day the article was published. They acknowledged they had seen his full face, yet intentionally elected not to do anything to mitigate the damage done. Instead, Phillips took to Twitter to call his critics idiots. Well, hopefully he's going to enjoy getting his entire future earnings stripped from him now. What an idiot. So later, Deadspin republished an article with an intentionally misleading update to the republication that doubled down and further defamed the Armenta family. That sounds like Deadspin. Yeah. It's part of the Gawker brand, you know. They're on brand. It maintained that all of the defamatory falsehoods with full knowledge and ample evidence of their falsehood. So we got plenty of evidence that they knew what they were doing. So over the next 2 weeks, the Armenta family repeatedly wrote to Deadspin demanding it to retract the article and apologize to the Armenta family. Deadspin did not retract the article and it did not apologize. Rather, it published a series of further updates that not only failed to correct the record, but instead established that Deadspin fully understood the article's highly damaging and defamatory nature while maliciously refusing to back down. And Deadspin's lawyers threatened the Armenta family with counter-legal action should Raul and Shannon attempt to hold Phillips and Deadspin accountable for their false and defamatory article. Oh, maybe you could get them for that too. So Deadspin's lies have caused the Armenta family enormous damage. They've exposed the family to a barrage of hate, including death threats. Oh, the wood chipper, insults. I was a pussy, motherfucker, a power word N. They have made Raul a pariah at work, forcing the family to consider moving out of the state. They have branded a 9-year-old child with false allegations that will live online forever. HA has already suffered significantly. His test scores and grades have dropped in school as he has shown emotional damage from the onslaught of negative attention. Deadspin had gone too far. HA should not have to live with his face being plastered on social media alongside false and defamatory accusations of racist conduct. His parents should not be forced to live with the false and defamatory allegation that they are teaching hate at home. And Raul and Shannon will not be bullied by Deadspin's threats to counter legal action for vindicating their rights. Yeah, bring it to the court of public opinion. There is no way these racists are going to win there. And I am, of course, referring, when I say these racists, I'm talking about the race hustlers at Deadspin. The rights of their 9-year-old son, the Armenta family brings this lawsuit to set the record straight and hold Deadspin accountable for willfully spreading incendiary lies about a 9-year-old child who it chose as a vehicle for its race-baiting agenda. Sounds like they got a pretty strong case there, doesn't it? But what are the odds of them actually winning this case? Now, defamation, which I think is going to be what they bring up here, it might be different for people like these guys, since they're just average Joes. They're not like celebrities, even minor celebrities. But like we saw with the Vic Mignogna trial, right? Like how difficult it can be for anyone that's even considered a celebrity to get justice when it comes to defamation. Why am I talking about celebrities? Why is that important given that this family are not celebrities? Well, I think we just established that winning a defamation case is way harder for a public figure, for a celebrity, than it is for normal people. And yet it still happened. Jury awards sports broadcaster an astonishing $25 million in a libel case after Oklahoma newspaper mistakenly branded him racist. This guy is a public figure. This guy is a celebrity. He is a sports broadcaster. He's on TV. He's on the radio. And this guy won his case. So that kid might be getting rich here soon. So an Oklahoma man has been awarded $25 million in damages by a jury after a newspaper wrongly identified him as a high school basketball commentator who hurled racist abuse at players. Scott Sepulpa was one of two men commentating on a March current year -3 girls playoff game between Midwest City High School and Norman High School. While the national anthem was played, the Norman team took a knee, leading to the second commentator, Matt Rowan, a former youth pastor, to unleash a highly offensive racist rant against the girls. Believing his mic was not turned on, Rowan later blamed the rant on his diabetes. Could have at least claimed Tourette's. Like, no one's going to believe it was the diabetes that did it. The Oklahoman, the largest newspaper in the state, wrongly reported that Sepulpa made the racist remarks. On Monday, Sepulpa was awarded the remarkable sum for its error. We're just so happy for Scott. Hopefully this will vindicate his name, said Michael Barkett, Sepulpa's attorney. This should be the norm. If the legacy media libels, slanders, defames, lies, spreads lies about you, there needs to be a way they could be held accountable for this. And I'm glad that there's precedent finally starting to be set. Barkett had argued in court the case was meant to set a precedent, and it did. And it did. I hope. At least in Oklahoma. I don't know if other states are going to use this. Their entire culture, we've seen this case, is profits over people, he said. Their power is what blinds them from telling the truth. They think they could get away with it. Yeah, when referring to the legacy media, this is an absolutely true statement. Bob Nellen, representing Gannett, which owns the Oklahoman, said the company recognized they had made a mistake and corrected it swiftly, with Sepulpa's name not appearing in the print version and being quickly corrected online. Yeah, only after his life got fucking turned upside down, right? So Nellen said that a high award would hurt small newspapers owned by the company. Just put them all out of business at this point. Why are they even needed? Newspapers are made up of people, and people make mistakes, Nellen said. Yeah, and if anyone else had made this mistake and ruined someone's life, they would have been punished as well. So yeah. How does that? What kind of argument is that? Mistakes happened. Gannett is made up of people, over 11,000 people. When you punish Gannett, you're punishing all those small town newspaper editors. Now that's dirty right there. He's trying to use, look, we got 11,000 other employees that had nothing to do with this. We might be forced to fire them or something if you do anything to us. Do you want to be responsible for these 11,000 people losing their jobs? Yeah, using his freaking employees as shields there. So the Oklahoman published its article on the incident the next day at around 11 a.m. It was updated at 12:37 p.m. to falsely identify Sepulpa, who was the one who used the racial slur. 2.5 hours later, at 3:05, his name was removed. Rowan then admitted it was him, and he was named at 5:35 p.m. Again, it said they will appeal the award. Yeah, just keep wasting that guy's time and money, huh? So there's no evidence presented to the jury the Oklahoman acted with any awareness that what was reported was false, or there's any intention to harm the plaintiff in this case. But you guys have fact checkers. You should never be in this situation. So remember, when the legacy media is trying to justify its existence against, YouTubers, against bloggers, they always claim, but we have fact checkers. We got teams of people dedicated to making sure you get the truth. That one-man blogging operation doesn't have that. Yeah, you should trust us over them. We're more reliable. We got fact checkers. Okay, so let's hold them to that standard. Where were your fact checkers? You had no idea that you knew this was false? So you're saying your fact checkers didn't run their fucking, they didn't do their jobs? Is that it? Oh, wait a minute. We had a case for this last year, didn't we? Remember how Fakebook was taken to court over their fact checkers? And their defense was that their fact checkers are just stating their opinion? Nothing to do with facts anymore. It's opinions. They literally admitted it. The Rowan's rant went viral, causing nationwide outrage. Well, faux outrage. They're kneeling, fuck them. I hope Norman gets their asses kicked, said Rowan as the girls dropped to the ground to kneel for the anthem. Sepulpa, taken aback by the kneeling, asked, "Are you serious?" And Rowan continued, "Fuck them. I hope they lose. Come to Midwest shitty." They're going to kneel like that? Hell with them. They even saluting the flag. Some of them aren't. No fucking power word ends. So though Sepulpa was only accused of the rant for less than 3 hours, his attorneys argued the damage was lasting. He was placed on administrative leave. His teaching contract was not renewed. His private business lost nearly all of its clients. Now, he received dozens of harassing messages, including death threats, and lost many personal and professional relationships, his attorneys argued. Now, what's awesome about that is this is another form of the trash taking itself out. All the people that cut ties with him because they didn't want to be associated with someone this controversial, now they're the ones that are not going to ever get a piece of his $28 million. Because hell, if I was in his position, I wouldn't accept any of them back. So Rowan later apologized and blamed it on his diabetes. All right, during the Norman High School girls basketball game against Midwest Shitty, I made inappropriate and racist comments, believing the microphone was off. However, let me state immediately that is not no excuse. Such comments should never been uttered. I have not only embarrassed and disappointed myself, but embarrassed and disappointed my family and friends. Rowan claimed his diabetes will sometimes cause him to say hurtful comments. No, I will state I suffer type 1 diabetes, and during the game, my sugar was spiking. Not excusing my remarks. It is not unusual when my sugar spikes that I become disoriented and say things that are not appropriate as well as hurtful. So I do not believe I would have made such horrible statements absent my sugar spiking. Yeah, so you mean you would have had the self-awareness to keep it to yourself. Yeah. Theron insisted he is not a racist and apologized for his comments. So JDRF, a nonprofit advocacy group for type 1 diabetes research, responded to the twat. Now, there are a lot of symptoms of high blood sugar. Racism is not one of them. Oh, man. Well, what's going to happen when this word is so watered down it has no meaning anymore, though? Well, we'll see. We'll probably see that in our lifetime. If an actual public figure can get this much of a victory, I am quite sure that some random 9-year-old kid is probably going to do just fine too. So good luck.